Hi again. Kenna asked me about if why I don't use the word curandero because I come from Venezuela and I don't use that word because I'm not a curandero. It's totally different thing. I understand that we have so much many names, so much many. I'm totally sure that this was wrong. We have so many names. In the religion we have witchcraft, sorcery, magic, Santeria, voodoo, hoodoo, and a lot of things that probably look similar from outside. Um, I think that the word is curanderismo. The curanderismo is a very traditional way to work with the healing energy. I'm more like a healer, sanador in Spanish, but I'm not a curandero because where I grow up, you can use that word so easy. I mean, you don't read 2 or 3 books and you say, "Oh, I am a curandero." It's like something that I always something that really bothers me is when the people just read 2 or 3 books about something and they start to look so professional because I read 2 or 3 books about witchcraft, so I am the more wise witch. I don't like it. This bothers me a lot. This bothers me in some way, but I'm trying to don't pay attention to these people. Magic, Wicca, all of this is full of this kind of people, and this is the thing. Where I grow up, you can use this word so easy because a curandero is a person who usually born in a family with other curanderos and they teach you directly, hand by hand, arm by arm, uh, lesson by lesson, step by step, each thing that they need that you learn in the world about herbs, about crystals, about oils, about animals, about energy. And a healer that is much more like the work that I actually do every day. It's pretty different because a healer work with you can mix your knowledgement about energies with the with any other knowledgement that you have about medicine. I mean, I know some healers who mix the principles, that word, principles about I Ching with uh, healing process and Tai Chi or something like that. I know medicine men, that is other kind of healer, who mix the traditional medicine with acupuncture. This is different. And a curandero is something different to a healer. A curandero is more traditional. They have this amazing knowledgement about herbs and plants and flowers and oils. A lot of knowledgement that I really don't have because I'm very grateful for that. But sadly, I grow up in a city, in a very modern city in Venezuela. So we don't have this need about learns for the herbs or oils that you made in home because we don't need it because we have the pharmacy, we have the market. But I grew up in home with my mother and my father and my lots of sisters, and they teach to the people about shamanic journeys, shamanism, and different kind of shamanism and spiritism and spiritualism or something like that. Sorry if I lost something in the translate. I'm totally sure that I lost a lot of things, and I can say that I am a curandero because this can be offensive, and I am very respectful with the traditions, especially with the traditions that I know. so I can use that word because it's be offensive. It's like to take a title that I really don't work to for receive because it's not mine. It's like I don't feel comfortable using the word for me, the word warlock, because I don't identify like that, but I know that when you found a male witch, this usually use this word. I don't have any problem and I respect that. And being honest, the word warlock is, I mean, sounds amazing. It's great. It's a great word. It's amazing when you say warlock, but it's not my thing because I'm not American, I'm not European, so I don't go to use that word because this don't identify my tradition. But this don't mean that we don't have warlocks. We have warlocks, but they are other people. I don't go to use the word curandero because I'm not a curandero. I'm not specialized in herbs. I am a healer. I work much more with energies and some kind of crystal. Sometimes I use oils, but I prefer go directly to the magic because I grew up in a family like that. My mom literally resolved everything in the life with magic. Is that I don't really use much herbs in my home. I just have a little knowledge about it, just the simple things, and for the rest, I have a lot of books that books and notebooks that I write with my own recipes and the recipes from my family. But I'm not a curandero because I just was in Brazil sometimes just for different traditional ritual things that we do in family. For the third eye, for the shamanic, blah blah blah. But I don't grow up in Brazil or Amazonas. So I'm not a curandero. I am more like a shaman, but in my way like a urban shaman because I live in a modern city. I mean, I live in New York. You can. I'm trying to adjust my own stuff, my own path, my own tradition, my own way to these modern times. But I don't go to the street saying that I am a curandero because this can be offensive, this can be totally disrespectful. It's like every time that I see a person who say that is a shaman or a witch, but people who can't see spirits, they can see, they can be shamans. I mean, not in my tradition. And every time that I see a person like that, for my tradition, this is offensive and this is disrespectful. But I don't go to be mad about it. Just I don't like it. But you can. But if you don't see spirits, if you are not a clairvoyant, you in the same way you can practice magic, witchcraft, sorcery, spiritualism, and with the time you go to empower your own kind of energy or your own kind of magic that let you see the spiritual world in your way. But in the same way that I don't like when I see a person who just read 2 or 3 books or an article in Wikipedia about shamanism and they are saying that they are shamans. In the same way, I don't feel comfortable saying that I am a curandero just because I come from Venezuela. No, it's not like all the people from there are curanderos. No, it's not like that. Some people say that it's racist. For me, it's not racist, but it's not my thing. I am a tarot reader because I studied how to read the tarot. I am a palm reader. I am a dozer because I love dozing. I really love it. It's my hobby. I have a lot of pendulums in home, and I really love it. But I'm not a curandero because I don't have this amazing knowledge about herbs, and I don't make probably the correct rituals that they give you in the life for be a curandero. when you are in that path, you need to be part of a lot of different rituals that they go to do with you. And I never was being part of these rituals. I just see them from outside, like, oh, they are making this and it's very nice, but I'm not part of that. It's not part of my tradition. My knowledge about herbs and crystals is totally different. It's more magical, more about energies, and less about real traditional medicine. It's not my thing. It's that, and thank you for asking me. Really, thanks for asking. This was a really good question. It was very interesting because I have a lot of things in my head about it, and I never someone asked me that before. The people usually ask me about witchcraft and shamanism, but nobody asked me about curanderos. It's pretty nice. I meet a lot of curanderos in there, obviously, but I meet a lot of curanderos, but I always was sure that it not was my path. I always was more a healer, and I love my shamanic stuff. I love work with my spirits. I love wake up in the morning with all these crazy people around to me speaking, and I love my spiritual possessions. I love my way to make magic. I love so much make charm bags and witchcraft, and this is a thing that in the shamanism you can do. The curanderos, they are very strict and very traditional with them work. It's just that they are very traditional, and I am very traditional in my way. I love the technology, but in the same way I love be part of the path of my ancestors. I really love that. It's essentially that. Also, my grandpa was a shaman from Turkey, and he was in a lot of countries learning about it. And I grew up in this family where the tradition is the shamanism, the witchcraft, the spiritism, the santeria, and the candomblé. But we don't have curanderos that I remember in my family. We don't have it. We have it like friends, but not in the family. So I never learned about it, and I don't make the rituals for that. So I'm not a curandero, but I am good. Thanks for asking. Was a really good question. Thanks, Kenya. I think that was your name, Kenya or Kenya. I'm not sure. Thank you. Love you.